Incoming. Transmission. Hold. Breakup. Connection. Established. Greeting. Fleshlings of Earth. A reminder. The podcast you are tuned into is not real, nor are they on a planet called Cybertron. The co-hosts are just a couple of lonely humans having troubles letting go of their childhood. Wake up, awaken from a golden sleep. Wait any further, and that might be considered copyright music. Well, listeners, have it your way. On with the show.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. New season, here we go. Today we are diving into Transformers The Manga comic. I'm Onyx Prime, and with me are my wonderful, fabulous, and you guys looking good today, co-host.
Wow. Hi, I'm Killobyte.
And I'm Clickbait.
Moving on with our comic discussion for today's episode takes us to Volume 1, Part 1 of The Transformers The Manga Fight Super Robot Lifeform issues 1 through 8. I would be out of breath if I wasn't a robot. And as always, spoiler warning. So if you haven't read it already, we recommend you go back, read the comics, then come listening to the podcast. With that, Clickbait, would you mind giving us the facts? And Killobyte, can you give us the trivia and summary?
Absolutely. So for some fast facts, we've got number of comics, including the prologue. There are 9 that we'll be reviewing today. Year released, the prologue was first released May of 1985, while issue 8 came out November of 1986. Our writer for the series is Masumi Kaneda, and our artist is Ban Magami.
Awesome. Time for some trivia. The prologue retails the events of the classic G1 episode More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1. And as time goes on, several of these issues tie in or take between other episodes of its cartoon counterpart, such as Scramble City, Mobilization. But also some plots are nearly identical, such as in issue 3's plot being that of the episode The Key to Vector Sigma, Part 2. Is this a tie-in or an alternative reality? Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Issue 4 explains how the Autobots can both be in the American Midwest and in Japan through the use of something called Autobot Road, a convenient and fast way to travel. Yeah, I bet there's no
I'm
traffic.
glad that you brought that up, because I was actually going to be like, how are they getting these places? And I forgot about the Autobot Road. So I'm glad
they pay a subscription fee to take this special lane highway.
They've always had space bridges, so I don't know why they need the road.
I don't know.
In issue 6, we see an odd error where all of Devastator's limbs seem to be on all the wrong sides of his body. Perhaps the editor can throw up a side-by-side for the video version?
Nice.
I don't know, we'll see. I'll talk to the editor.
Shout out to the editor.
Yeah.
Shout out to the editor. Good job.
Shout out.
Good job, editor.
Give yourself a pat on your back. Whoever that is, our hero.
A new human ally joins the fray as Kenji joins the Autobots in order to defend Tokyo from the Decepticons. What wacky and silly adventures await Kenji? Tune in and find out. And as always, this information has been taken from the wiki. And a special shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. You, and you.
But that one in particular.
We get started.
Wow, clickbait. I think we are.
We don't choose favorites around here, clickbait.
Oh, never mind. All of you guys in particular.
In our first issue is one we all know and love. The beginning of Cybertron, the Civil War, the crash landing on Earth for 4 million years. However, things change in issue 2. Landing in the Americas, we find the Transformers battling it out in Tokyo, meeting a boy named Kenji, who teaches Optimus his signature move of high-speed ramming into combiners. What are our thoughts?
Amazing.
It was an interesting start.
Yeah.
The Autobots are they're clearly known throughout Japan, because the kid
famous.
that joins them, they're obviously famous, which is funny. I guess that was a thing they did in G1, where everybody knew about the Autobots, because usually they're trying to stay like on the down low. But yeah,
They
it was
do a really
interesting.
bad job of it.
They really do a really bad
Mhm.
job of it.
They need to talk to
But-
their marketing department.
They really do. PR is really lackadaisical on that side.
Yeah.
It was fun because Decepticons are like, yeah, we're taking Tokyo. The Autobots will never find out, and then the Autobots show up.
Almost
and-
immediately.
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny how everybody was like, oh, they won't find us here. Oh no, they're here. Both sides were doing it. The Autobots were like,
Yeah.
the Decepticons will never come here. Oh my god, they're here. And then the Decepticons were like, oh my goodness, the Autobots will never find us here. Oh no, the Autobots have arrived.
Yeah. One thing to
It's
note
kinda
about
funny.
these issues, they're very short. They're like 8 to 10
Very
pages.
short.
And they're
Yeah.
very condensed. They're not like the normal comics we reviewed. They're very small and straight to the point. They have one arc in them, and that's it, a plot.
Yeah.
They
I
seem
do-
loosely connected, as if they're in Kilo, as if they're in the same universe, but they don't seem to flow very well. They kind of jump all over the place. Like they could hold on. They could be
taking
occurring.
B? Whoa.
No, I
Whoa.
completely had a brain fart there. My processor like completely rebooted.
I'm
They
gonna put you in
could
the
be
background for a minute, clickbait. You seem to need a little reboot. Kilbyte, take the floor.
help.
I do like that we do start out with combiners really quickly. Like Menacer's already creating chaos. And I also want one of the helmets that Kenshi gets. Because
Oh, the
Mhm.
Optimus
Cool.
Prime helmet? That's
Yeah.
funny.
I
Yeah.
want one of those.
I like how it's comms. It's not a cell phone. It's a full-on helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually turns into like a watch at some point.
Yeah,
But yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, it's pretty
The
cool.
next two issues are small skirmishes between Autobots and the Decepticons. One with Soundwave and his cassettes versus B and Power Glide, while the other is the Insecticons versus Hound and a few other four-wheel drivers. And it reads very much like a early 90s, 80s anime, where it's just straight to the punch. There's no room for like filler. It's either a diss or a fighting scene.
Agreed. It's kind of what I was saying earlier, when they could be occurring at any point. Like one could be taking place in summer, one could be taking place, and you have no idea. Like they're not tied to a specific timeline, which is really interesting. And some of the, like you were saying, some of the panel cuts, like there's either action or talk. Like in one of the scenes, Bumblebee says he's going to run away from Soundwave. He's like, "Come and get me!" And then it just cuts to him being behind a wall, and you're like, I guess he ran away. I don't know how did he actually run away? It doesn't really show him running away, but I'm sure you can infer that. But it was just interesting. It was a lot of weird panel cuts, and it didn't leave a lot of room for the fluff we're used to with the previous series.
Yeah. I do like the intro part where, because Kenji is driving Bumblebee, technically in the passenger seat, but there's two police
Illegal, by the
officers,
way.
and they're like,
He's
what are
not
you
of
doing,
age."
kid? Yeah, you're not of age. What are you doing? He's like, I'm not driving. He is. And then Bumblebee turns and they're like, oh, it's Bumblebee. Nice to meet you. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Again,
That's
famous
pretty good.
already in Japan. Yeah.
Famous
they're,
already.
They're great. My second funny or favorite scene was when they were fighting Soundwave. Bumblebee kicks Soundwave in the chest, breaking his compartment. And then Cassettes
Oh,
try to
yes.
go back in cassette mode, and they're like, "Oh no, it's broken. We can't get in." And I'm like, "Okay, that's pretty funny."
That was pretty great. That was pretty
They have
funny.
lots of little smaller jokes like that throughout these comics, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how Kenji just was chilling, and then the Autobots were worried about him, so they gave him this battle helmet, and now he's with the Autobots. He's like a battle expert. He knows what to do. He's giving them directions. He's organizing
yeah.
troops. He's like a complete master strategist. And I was like, oh my gosh, we've completely 180'd here. This kid is a master genius. It was so
What is
funny.
he, like 10?
I have no
Probably.
idea.
Something.
That's what war does to you.
Yeah. Leading us to our next issue introduces Ultra Magnus and Megatron's gun mode, and the introduction of more combiners in this next issue, including
many combiners?
Defensor, Superion, Menasor, and Bruticus. A little combiner war, if you will, at the stadium
Aw.
located in Japan. The Autobots begin to lose the fight, but come up with a very creative way to get rid of the Decepticon combiners. Anyone want to explain? Because I thought it was really hilarious.
Kilo, go ahead.
Okay, well, first of all, Megatron is in his gun mode, but it's his super Megatron gun form, which is
Mhm.
bigger than almost Blitzwing, which is pretty funny. But yes, the combiners are fighting, and I don't remember who does it, but they shoot pretty much a null ray to defeat Menasor and Devastator, right?
Yeah.
And then the other two combiners, Defensor and Superion, remove their limbs, their feet, to connect their feet to the other combiners and then just blast them away. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's a thing.
It's
So that was
such a
great.
comical solution. It's also like, how are you getting those Autobots back? Where are they
Yeah.
going? What's the
Yeah.
plan now? You have their legs still because they're not with the combined. It's really like, and then they
Well-
just ride off, and then everyone lived
Yeah.
happily ever after.
And then
pretty good.
I did think it was funny when one of the Decepticon combiners was like, "Oh no, this knee joint is broken. Other Decepticon combiner, give me your legs." It was really
That's
funny.
pretty good.
Yeah, especially because combining is like a mutual thing. You have to basically agree to combine. So I'm not sure what route they were taking that with the aerial bots and the protective bots just kind of like hijacking the legs of the Decepticon ones. So that was really interesting, but it was highly amusing. I liked give me your legs.
They were using the G1 toys because they could just
Mhm.
you can move them around wherever you want, so it didn't matter. So that was the whole idea there.
I did like the little what is it called? The little like graphic of all of the
Yeah, the little info.
combiners
detail.
together, and it like gave you the
Yeah.
names of all of them. I thought that was really nice, and it even gave you their alt mode too, which was really sick.
Mhm.
So I thought that was fun. I still don't know what a scramble power buster is, though.
You're
It's a
too young
special
to know
move.
it. That was before your time.
What?
Moving forward takes us to Paradise Island, where animals of all kinds can live peacefully. Wait, the Decepticons are here with Devastator
That's
and
what I
Trypticon.
said!
If only Metroplex was here. Wait, who is that? It's Metroplex! But not everything as it seems. What's really happening here? What is happening?
It was great. It's Hound projecting a Metroplex
That was
on the
pretty
cliff
funny.
through Perceptor's lens. It was pretty.
It was
good.
interesting.
Freaking Trypticon falling off a cliff.
The entire thing was very gimmicky, and it was very fun. I did have a lot of trouble following it, though, because everything was black and white, and I could not tell anybody apart. I was like, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. You're just doing stuff.
Wow, fake fan.
Wow!
Right.
Wow!
Well, I mean,
listeners,
I
leave
could
a comment
tell-
below.
No, I could tell all the main bots apart, but if it was someone, like if they were facing away from the camera, it would take me a minute to have to figure out, okay, who is that? Who's there? Somebody, I don't know. It was just a little bit more difficult to keep track of. I had to pay attention more to what was happening as opposed to just automatically knowing who the characters are.
Gotta use your imagination processor chip there, Clickbait. We'll get you one eventually.
I already
the
have one.
Decepticons tried to dress up as Autobots and run amok around the city. However, they were
That was
quickly found
hysterical.
out, and that was it.
I love that Rumble and Frenzy were dressed as almost like cult leaders, and they were like, Decepticons are good, Autobots are bad, Decepticons, and everybody was joining in. And then the Autobots just threw water on the Combaticons,
Yeah.
and then the paint just wiped off. I'm like,
Just
what kind of
washes
paint did you
away
use? Like,
They're using a water-based acrylic. That's what it
oh
was.
my
They
goodness, that
got
was
into the
pretty funny.
Crayola finger paint.
Oh no!
It was really funny. I was like, oh. And nobody even questioned it. Like, even if the Autobots had been seen in two different spots at the same time, they were like, yeah, no, the Autobots are bad. They're famous, but they're bad. They just flipped so quickly. And then at the first sign of it not being true, they were like, oh, no, of course, we believed you all along. You guys are good. It was like whiplash.
I do like throughout all these issues, some of the bots they can't combine, but they have dual mode attacks or something like the Decepticons
Yeah.
here. Half of the Combaticons leave, and then the last two, they're like the Decepticon Great Wheel, and they just jump on their shoulder, and then they just start cartwheeling around. I'm like, I guess that's a move. It's pretty funny.
These like Power Ranger attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the
Pretty
moves
good.
were pretty interesting. But the names were fun. I did like the moves. There were some fun ones. There were some strange ones, but there were some fun ones.
Yeah. In our final issue, little warning to the listeners, whatever human being is in charge of the website Does the Dog Die needs to include this book, apparently. Anyways, the
No!
Decepticons chase a super-powered being disguised as a dog, which to us is a dog the whole time during the read, and ends up getting killed by the Decepticons instead of getting captured and used as a weapon. The dog sacrifices themselves and lets their power to Powerglide, what a sentence, and the Autobots to grant them the energy to defeat the Decepticons. Thoughts? Very sad.
Yeah,
I needed a warning. I needed a
Yeah, I did
content
too.
warning.
I was like, oh, cool, there's a dog? Oh, it literally
No,
gets
there's not a
shot
dog.
and it dies.
Yeah, that was really sad. Pretty messed up.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's
don't know
already
why that's in there. Was not a fan of that at all.
No. Little warning next time, I think.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
But the mini bots do combine and become the team Spiral Attack, so that's pretty fun.
That's true.
They all just
There's always a bright
they're
side.
all alt mode, stick together to a plane, and they just do a whirlwind into Bruticus, which is pretty funny.
There's a lot
And they
going
all
on.
live happily ever after, except for the dog,
Except the
apparently.
dog. No, not the.
All right. Anything we want to circle back through? That's the end of my notes. These, again, are very short, listeners. They're like 8 to 10 pages per issue,
Yeah.
and they're kind of straight to the point.
Oh, they did
Uh.
mention that they had robots that transformed into humans when they were talking about like the bases that the Autobots had, and this apparently like underground freeway that they have that goes throughout the entire world. And Optimus was like, "Oh yeah, we have like 30 parking structures that all have robots that turn into humans managing them." And I was,
Oh,
what?
scary.
yeah, that's
No,
what I
it's pretty
said.
good.
I was like, "What in the heck is going on here?"
I thought that the highway was only in Japan. 'Cause
No, he
that's-
said it
that's
goes all
how
over
I
the
read
world.
it, but yeah, no, that was fun. Lore. He's like, you see
Yeah.
every parking structure? It connects to our base. Not to brag. Like, it's there.
Not to brag, hair toss, toss, leg.
See how you got that parking ticket?
Optimus over there.
Not to brag.
That
It
was
was
me.
us. It was us. It was pretty good.
So I thought that was funny.
All right, clickbait. Shoot off your quick quotes.
What? I have one more note.
All right, I guess.
It was in issue 2, and I thought it was funny that they specifically noted that they can't transform with a human inside, even though we've seen that
That
repeatedly.
is correct.
But I guess maybe in this one, they
Yeah,
can't
this
transform
is
with
only
a
Usually,
for
human
like
the
in the
Japan
movies,
Transformers.
or
The American
like,
Transformers can do it.
yeah.
It's a
There's
little
a
bit
fee you
different.
gotta pay.
Same
Yeah.
Transformer.
No. They're a little bit different. This
Okay,
one,
so-
the American ones comes with a subscription. The Japanese don't.
All right, clickbait. Let's hear them quick quotes.
Anyways, I've got quick quotes. I had to hunt a little bit for quick quotes this time, but I did manage to come up with 3 of them to grace your ears with and your audio processors with today. Our first quick quote is from issue number 2. It is spoken by Soundwave. This was probably my favorite quick quote of this entire thing we've read so far. And it's to Soundwave, and he says, "We've got you now, you Autobot shrimp." It was
What's a shrimp?
so
Or
random.
Bumblebee.
It was so random, and it was hysterical. Onyx, we'll watch some Earth documentaries later, and we'll get you brushed
Are
up
those
on
It's a
creatures.
word.
little artists
that
at their
floats in
desk?
the
Is that what that
water.
is?
No.
Oh,
Don't worry,
okay.
Onyx. We'll get you there. It's okay. And then the second one is also from issue number 2, and it is spoken by Bumblebee this time. And I think he actually has turned this around, and now he's talking to Soundwave. He goes, "Take that, Bumble, kick!" And then kicks Soundwave.
Yeah, some kind
And
of
then he
Riders
breaks his
Sentai
tape deck.
references. Let's go.
Yeah, and then, the little guys can't get back into Soundwave's chest, which is sad. And then the third quick quote that we have tonight is from issue number 3, and it's spoken by Kenji, and it just made me chuckle, and he goes, "Wow, a robot piggyback fight!" And I thought that was kind of funny.
That's pretty good. Also, you sounded like a Kenji. Good job.
Thank
Yeah, good
you,
job.
I tried.
Good job.
At least a little spin.
Broad star rating. Since clickbait has been rattling on, why don't you start us off?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting this. Let's see, broad star rating, we do these ones out of 5, right?
Correct.
Okay,
You've
out of 5.
been on the podcast for like 3 seasons now. Come on, man.
I
Give
know,
it to the
Onyx,
program.
I know. I'm with the program, I promise. Let's see, I think the dog dying takes a lot of points away from it. It was only in black and white. It has some good one-liners. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. It was cute, but I did
Wow.
not particularly enjoy it.
Killobyte. Are you going to take that?
Dang, 2 out of 5 because the dog died. Jeez.
Yeah,
What's
because the
your
dog
mood?
died.
Blame the
Maybe 2 out of,
Decepticon.
maybe
So-
2.5, but that's max.
Well, given the context that these are very old mangas that they just came out recently, and at the time these were made to sell Transformers to the kids because a lot of the text in them, usually when the combiners are introduced, they're like, "Oh wow, it's the Autobot Off-Road Patrol," and they transform, and it almost feels like an ad. All it needs is to say "buy now." So if I was a kid and these came out, I would definitely buy them, and it would definitely incline me to go to my parents and be like, "Hey, I want this guy now because I just met him in this comic book." So I would give these a 5 because I think as a kid,
Whoa.
these got the thing. They're funny, they're silly, they're not supposed to be taken serious. Compared to the comics that we've read, like Marvel and the IDWs and all those, they're not supposed to be heavy duty lore. They're just here so you like the characters, so the stories are quick, they're simple, they're funny, and they're just here to sell toys. And I think they did what they were supposed to do.
Fair enough. I'm going to come out and give it a 3.5. The 3.5 results from these are funny. The art is okay. I mean, I would like to see some colors, but I get it. You're trying to save some printer ink. And then, like, some of the dialogue feels very, like, choppy. And that could be from translation. It could be just, trying to sell toys to kids rather than a story. But I think they're interesting. It's definitely a different perspective, and I do find it to be creative to also be somewhat part of the cartoons, but not really at the same time. Like, they're like side adventures, between episode adventures, you know what I mean? But 3.5 for me. But listeners, what did you think of these comics? How many raw stars would you give it? Let us know by leaving a comment below. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can send us an email at swervebarpodcast@gmail.com. That's SWERVESBAR podcast@gmail.com. Let's move on to toys. If anyone wants to talk about their recently acquired toys they'd like to brag about. Any takers? No? None? All right, I'll go first.
Always.
I
Oh.
got a new it's a lot smaller than I thought it was. It was a little goodie bag. Has a little Creo Optimus, no bigger than my
Creo or
thumb.
Creo?
Tomato. And it comes with a little Grimlock that I guess is Grimlock, but it's okay. The more important part is Optimus, and he's pretty cute. He's really small. He's so small. But he's adorable.
Oh my god.
I like him.
Nice.
You're like-
Nice. Okay, my turn. Kilobite was taking too long. Anyways, I got the
Kilobite, you gonna let her
Studio
just step over you
Series
just like that?
War for
Yeah, she likes
How many
to
times
hear
does that
herself talk.
happen in this episode?
It's fine. Less talking for me.
Oh my goodness. You can go if you want. I was just being silly.
Go.
It's fine. I'll live. Anyways, I got the Studio Series War for Cybertron Ironhide. He's fun. He's cute. He doesn't have a lot going on. He's got some fun kibble, but it's not super unique. He's literally just orange and gray and black. He's 3 colors. That's it. Not a lot of detailing, not a lot of tooling, but he's cute. It's good to see more War for Cybertron representation, so I got him and he's cute. That's all I gotta say.
Awesome. I got myself the Legacy Autobot vs. Decepticon 4-pack, but I'm going to talk about the figure that I wanted most out of that pack, which was the Legacy Cliff Jumper using the Chase mold, or however you want to call it, Chase using the Cliff Jumper mold, blah, blah, blah. And he's great. He's amazing. He did come missing a piece, which is a bummer, but it's one of the claws, so I'm also not too hurt about it. Would recommend if you find it in a deal. I found mine with some discounts, so that was good. And I'm gonna get rid of the other 2 that I don't want. So, yeah,
Nice.
would recommend. Love the figure.
Do I hear a giveaway?
Yeah,
I have some giveaway stuff.
Nice. Are you ready for Volume 1, Part 2, Issues 1 through 5?
I'm ready.
Yes, absolutely. Of course.
Fantastic. If you've enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with your friends and subscribing. If you want to help out the show even further, we have started a Patreon. Well, it's been started. All the proceeds will go to supporting the show and keeping the lights on. And of course, we have some tiers to offer. Other forms of gratitude, such as 3D files, entry to our Discord channel, where you'll even get early access to our comic review videos a week before the public release. You can comment first and be actually the first. We've also started a Redbubble where we have all kinds of merch for sale, ranging from pillows, stickers, shower curtains, and you can get our logos, secret art, and many other fun designs on all kinds of apparel. I'm going to get those socks one day, just you wait. And as always, we hope you all are staying safe out there. Thank you so much for listening. Till all are one.
Till all are one.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Swervebar Podcast, and even on Tumblr. Yes, with everything going on Twitter, we figured we should cover our bases. Speaking of which, you can also find us on Twitter at Swervebar, if that's still a thing. If you're interested in more content, try checking out our spin-off D&D series, Transform and Roll Out. Let's tune in to a preview now.
Well, I have to admit, your form certainly looks like it's got a lot of uses with all those extra limbs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how you said that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Y'all! Can I actually hang back and talk to Aqua real quick?
Sure.
What up, dog?
What up, dog?
Someone doesn't actually talk like that. It's just how he's trying to get along.
I go, try go back to robot mode.
Nothing happened.
Oh,
Oh
I kick him.
He transforms.
I'm surprised that worked. Writing it down.
How strange. I don't understand why anyone would tune in into such make-believe content. Perhaps it's the voice actors that makes special appearances sometimes. Oh well. Tune into their YouTube channel that has bonus content such as video games containing phony comments, convention videos, and trendy shorts. A link will be provided below. And if you're inclined, check out their Redbubble where you can get pins, t-shirts, and more, or subscribe to their Patreon to access their Discord and listen to content before it's released to the public. More links will be provided below. End transmission.